I didn't watch a minute of that trial, and I could tell you just from what people told me what the fuck was going on. It's no shock to a guy like me because I've heard all those things. You don't hear those things. You live off what you read off People magazine or what people say on TV shows and shit. But when you're out there living, you catch different things from people. People, like if you go shoot a movie, an actor came in last week, like that was talking, we were talking about comics. When I was doing the road all those years by myself, some weeks I went out with Rogan, some weeks I went out by myself. When I was doing the road by myself, I noticed something fucking hilarious. Anytime you got to a club and the wait staff was pissed off on a Tuesday, it's because two things. Either Shriek was there. What was his name? Shrek? The guy from fucking that show that stabbed somebody. Shrek. I don't know what the fucking kid's name is. He just died recently of cancer. He was on a TV show with all the Mario Lopez and all those fucking kids when they were younger. And they didn't... Screech. Oh, Screech. Screech, that fucking worthless penguin. He died? Yeah, he died about a year ago during the fucking pandemic. When I was on the road, Screech was causing fucking havoc on the road. Havoc. Every goddamn time I got to a club and Screech was there, I'm like, God damn it. The staff is pissed. The manager's pissed. The people at the hotel was pissed. There's two comics that when you went in after them, the fucking wait staff was pissed. Screech and fucking Angel Salazar, who I love. Angel's one of my dogs. I hope he's doing well. Screech fucking drove everybody so fucking crazy. So when you got to a comedy club, it's like comics don't. When you live in L.A., you see a comic at the store. You see a comic at the Improv. You see a comic at the Laugh Factory. You really don't know what's going on with them. It's when you go on the road that when you get to a club, you go, who was here last week? And they'll tell you, and they're like, oh, that fucking guy brought in fucking hookers. And, so anything you do is never really a secret. The club owners tell you everything. Oh, he came here, he was eating fucking mushroom. And they tell you things very innocently, but they don't know at the same time they're spreading fucking rumors. Because now these comics go back to LA and go, hey, you know what the fucking club owner told me in St. Louis? That when this comic was there, he was taking it in the ass. He talks all that shit about being married. You have no fucking idea. But my point is, when you go on a set, it's the same thing. They shoot the big stars out, the principals first. So when you get on a set, yeah, you might have a day with Ray Liotta, you might have a day with James Caan, whatever, but all those stars are shot out early. So when you get there, by the time a bum like me gets there to shoot, they're telling you all these little things. This guy shit his pants. This guy's fucking feet smelled. This guy smelled like pee. This guy didn't shower. And you're like, these guys are fucking rich millionaires. I mean, some of these actors come on the set in the morning without showering. Nothing. They go not brushing their teeth, not combing their hair. They go on a set and they're such big stars that people just dress them up. It's crazy. I've heard stories where actors walk on with no teeth, fucking black eyes, and they come on an hour later looking like fucking Johnny Vuvak. They're fucking sharp. Their teeth are in, everything's in. But that's not what you hear about all the creepy shit they did. Like they brought a fucking kid to the set. You hear all this shit and you're like, you know what? I wish I didn't hear it. So I never really got into none of that shit. I didn't really care. You hear stuff, yeah, whatever, blah. But with like Amber Heard and all this, what was another case that just fucking happened? I don't know any of this stuff, guys. So I'm sorry if my podcast is shorthanded in that department. I don't like talking about shit I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and talk to you motherfuckers about parachutes. I don't know anything about fucking parachutes. You know what I'm saying? But the reason why I'm talking about this is a couple weeks ago before the break, I was in shock by this, guys. I mean, one thing I do like is the law. I love watching, like, reading about cases and stuff like that. I told somebody a couple weeks ago, when I lived here in 85, 84, at night when I got out of work, I would go to this fucking deli on 30th Street and I would buy a fucking sandwich, like a fucking Italian hero sandwich. This is 1985, 84. And I would go downtown where they shoot Law and Order, and I would just sit in courtrooms. I would go to court with a fucking bag of Wise potato chips, a fucking hoagie, and a fucking 16-ounce Coke. And I would sit there till 2 in the morning watching Night Court. All the people that they were bringing in for fucking drinking or vagrancy or doing coke in a club or fist fighting. I would sit there for hours. I love that type of shit. That's an education going to court. Especially at that time, I was thinking I was going to be an attorney. I don't know how the fuck I was going to pull it off with no high school diploma and a criminal background, but that was what I was fucking going for. So I didn't know what was going on or anything with this trial. You know, I'm busy trying to get back into stand-up and raising my daughter. And I heard that fucking Jay-Z, not Jay-Z, bite my tongue. I heard that R. Kelly got 30 fucking years. So I just, for 2 days, I didn't really pay. Who gives a fuck about R. Kelly? I don't, you know, so I'm just, but 30 years I give a fuck about. When somebody gets 30 years, something ain't right. Like Mike Tyson got 6 years, 7 years for the rape, the accused rape. He never raped nobody. He got 7 years for that. You know, that's a slap on the fucking wrist, you know. That was looking at 9 years for kidnapping, kidnapping 2, violent all the way, plead guilty to that. That's 9 fucking years. You know, after you get out, it's 7 fucking years with good behavior, whatever. But I didn't know what R. Kelly had done. I knew he fucking slept with underage girls, but that's where it ended. Even that, when R. Kelly started coming back up a couple years ago, like people were in shock. Oh my God, he dates underage girls. Hello? Where the fuck were you in 1993 when he was dating fucking Aaliyah, when he married Aaliyah when she was 14? Anybody who sees that fucking girl knows she's 14. Look at the fucking pictures of her. You're like, that's a fucking girl. You know, a couple of weeks ago, I went to a barbecue around the corner. Maybe when I got back from fucking Birdsting, I think. I don't know. And I'm at the pool, and my daughter's in the pool, a bunch of other girls her age. They're 9, maybe 10. They're running around, you know what I'm saying? So I'm checking on them. I'm talking to these parents over here, and I'm checking on the girls. And there's a couple boys in there, too. But one of the things, the babysitter slipped in. And she's like 24. And she went up with like an eeny, beanie, weenie fucking bikini. So I'm sitting there and I'm talking to the parents, and all of a sudden I go to check on the girls, and I see this girl, and I didn't see her walk in. So I'm like, holy fuck, Katie's getting big, because the biggest kid out of the group is a girl named Katie. And I look at her, I'm like, holy fuck, Katie's getting big. She's got some fucking body for a 12-year-old. And then I go, is that Katie? And they're like, no, that's the babysitter. I go, holy shit. I got all confused by watching. And then I looked at her for a couple minutes. And I know the babysitter. She's really sweet. I know her and her boyfriend. I asked her on the way out, I go, can I ask you a question? How old are you? And she goes, I'm 24. And I told my wife that, and I go, you know, Kristen might be 24, but she's a girl. Like when I saw her, she's a girl. That's a kid. That, you know, I couldn't even talk to that girl. Like I'd say hello to her and shit. She asked me about my daughter, whatever, we talked, but what would I say to her in a club or something like that? And I thought about a friend of mine that was not really a friend, he's an acquaintance from LA. He was 59 and his wife was 21. And it just didn't work for me, guys. I'm sorry. When he told me that, and she came to the office to fucking rip him out of my fucking podcast office, I could not believe it. I looked at this girl. Yeah, I looked at this girl, and I'm like, 24? I mean, that's a fucking girl. So all this shit about age, like 18 never worked for me.